Hey team, today we're going to talk about leadership with Lieutenant Colonel Promotable Ryan O'Connor. Ryan is a 1996 graduate of the Virginia Military Institute. He's got 3 deployments to combat. That's 1 to Iraq and 2 to Afghanistan. And he commanded an infantry battalion, 235 Infantry in Hawaii. Ryan's married to Erin, and they've got 4 beautiful kids. I know them well. It's a great Army family. So Ryan, just to start things off, if you could go back in a time machine and talk to Cadet Ryan O'Connor at Virginia Military Institute, what would you tell him? What advice would you give him?
So I'd say, Ryan, learning all these tactics and all these procedures and all those kind of things are great, and I was very focused on them, and that's good. Learn those things, but you have a whole career that the Army is going to develop you through those kind of things. I wish I had understood a little bit more about the whole leadership concept of being a competent, committed leader of character and just everything that entails, not just the infantry tactics and techniques and procedures. And I think I would have broadened my perspective and the things that I was studying and thinking about as a cadet. And then the only other thing I'd say is, while I was in good shape, I would say you can never be in good enough shape. And so always ramp up the PT as much as you can. A lot is forgiven as a lieutenant once you can perform physically.
That's great advice. I mean, I know my cadet experience, I was looking through life through a soda straw.
Right. And
having that holistic understanding, which you're going to talk about more in the interview, about those critical parts of leadership, I think is key. So let's move forward, right? You had 30, 40, 50 lieutenants working for you as a battalion commander.
Right.
What were you looking for in your lieutenants?
So from lieutenants, what I really need is, like I said, the Army is going to develop you through your tactics, your techniques, procedures. We're going to get there. It's important to study it and learn it and do as well as you can, but we're going to help you through that. What I'm looking for is confidence, first of all, not arrogance, but confidence. Don't be scared. Don't be timid. Put your head down, eyes up, and move forward. Be confident, not arrogant, but be confident. The second point I'd say is be self-aware. I am continually surprised at every level, but particularly with lieutenants.
Not here at the War College, though.
Not here at the War College, but I am continue to be surprised at how much people are not self-aware. So please be self-aware. Know what your strengths are, know what your knowledge base is, and know what capabilities you have. And that's the first half. The second half is know what your weaknesses are, know what knowledge you don't have, especially in certain situations, and know what you aren't capable of. It's that kind of self-awareness that leads to confidence. So when you experience a situation and it's in your wheelhouse, you know it, you've studied it, you have capabilities, you can move forward with confidence. When you get to a situation and you don't have those things, you now have the confidence to look to someone else, maybe your platoon sergeant, for example, and say, hey, Sergeant, I don't understand this. I've never seen this situation. To which he'll respond, I've seen this 100 times, sir, let me help you out. So just be self-aware. Also with that self-awareness, and many people may disagree with me in this point, I would say it is important to be aware of your own personality. Understand what type of personality that you have. Are you outgoing? Are you an extrovert? Do you enjoy engaging with people in conversation? Do you like having discussions? Are you not? Are you a little more stoic? Are you a little more reserved? Are you an introvert? Do you like just kind of doing the mechanical things and not engaging in that type of back and forth with others? None of those personalities are wrong. None of those personalities are right. Just be aware of that and of yourself and how it is perceived by others and how it is affecting the dynamics. It's important. What we're doing, war and warfare, is a human endeavor. Especially in the Army, my frame of reference as an infantry leader, it's about the people and getting people to follow you to do things. Especially, as a platoon leader, you have 40 human beings that you're trying to convince to follow you to do things. And so how your personalities interact, it matters. So.
Yeah, that's good. And I mean, it's emotional intelligence is a big part of it, and self-awareness. And I don't think we talk about it that much, especially with our young leaders. So balancing that confidence,
I
that
agree.
self-awareness, the emotional intelligence, personalities, know your own personality and know your boss's personality.
Yes.
And how,
Yes.
how are those two going to
Yes.
work? So Ryan, you've worked for a lot of different people.
Right.
Who was the best leader you ever worked for, and what did you take from them and carry forward that you still use in your career?
And I'd say for me, it was my last division commander in the 25th Infantry Division, Major General Charlie Flynn. I have never seen a more competent, committed leader of character in my career. Competence-wise, his ability to anticipate what is needed, understand it, visualize it, describe it, direct it, and then lead us through it, and then assess what we're doing and make changes. I've never seen anything like it. And then commitment. I mean, everyone is committed, right? All leaders are committed to what they're doing. But his sense of commitment to the Army, to the organization, to developing his subordinates, and to the families and the soldiers. It's not that I haven't seen anything like it. He couldn't sleep at night if he thought that he wasn't taking care of something in that entire organization or someone in that organization, and it was something else to see. That's the one that I would hold up probably in the last 20 plus years.
That's a good one. I know you guys had a great command climate and a
Yes.
great environment out there in Hawaii with General Flynn. So Ryan, one of the last things I always ask everybody is kind of what's your number one leadership tip? I know Ryan O'Connor probably says the same thing multiple times. What is that number one leadership tip?
So I'd say it's care. Care about what you're doing. And that may sound flippant or kind of cliche, but it's look back on yourself and understand how much you care about what you're doing. Care about the people that you are entrusted to serve, your subordinates, the Army, your organization, the nation. Obviously, we all care about the nation, but care about what you're doing each day, and care that the mission that you're executing right now, today, in whatever cubicle you're working on, is important to the mission, it's important to the organization, and it's important to the people, the subordinates that are out there executing. It's important to them. I say that because know where you are on that kind of care scale, and it happens to everyone. As you start to move down on that care scale, you have to make some decisions about what's important to you, to your family, and you have to act appropriately. But if you're in this business, in O'Connor's opinion, if you're in this business, if you're wearing this uniform, you have to care every single day about every single thing that you're doing. If you have a flippant attitude about it, we may want to find something else to do, I think. So
and it's easy to tell when you
Yes.
come into a building, when you come into an organization, who is
Right.
really passionate about what they're doing and
Right.
who's just
Right.
marking time. So
Right.
Ryan, thanks for spending some time with
Thank
us
you.
today. Thanks for your words and your leadership of America's finest out there, and thanks for being on Lopez on
Thank
Leadership.
you. Thanks.